How to get a mortgage in Canada if you're an electrician, even if the bank says no. If you're an electrician in Canada, you probably heard this from the bank before, that your income is hard to prove. That's why you need to be dealing with a mortgage broker that understands trades and understands electrician specifically. You get paid different. It's not exactly the same as the average Joe gets paid. And there's many different ways electricians get paid. So dealing with somebody that specializes in electricians is going to make your success rate higher. You're going to qualify for a higher amount. You're going to get a better rate, all of these things. And they don't have that in the bank. My name is Sean Rampersaud. I'm one of the top mortgage brokers in Canada, and I'm going to explain to you today exactly how to qualify for a mortgage if you're an electrician. Here's the truth about banks. Banks don't understand electricians. They don't understand tradespeople. They love predictable T4 income, employment letters, hourly rates, or salary. But you don't get paid that way, do you? Electricians get paid variable income, and there's multiple different ways you get paid. I'm going to explain exactly how to qualify for the mortgage in all of the ways that an electrician gets paid, starting with number one, salaried electricians. If you're a salaried electrician, some company is paying you a base rate to do their jobs, okay? So what we would need from you is an employment letter, a pay stub, and your last 2 years of T4s. That's it. If you are an hourly electrician, on the other hand, you're going to need an employment letter, all of your T4s for the last 2 years, because we take an average of the last 2 years of income. Now, that being said, I have a trick. Okay. So basically, if you provide me with your pay stubs from every single job that you're at, because some electricians work multiple jobs throughout the year. If you send me all of the jobs that you've had in the last year, I could use that income mixed with last year's income, because this year's income might be higher than last year's. So in that case, like I said, I need your most recent pay stubs, okay? Every pay stub from every job that you've been at, and your T4s from last year, along with an employment letter saying that you're on a job right now. Now, if you're a union, I could use your last 2 years of T4s, and I can use your union letter. You don't even have to be at a job. I can use your union letter to show that you're going to be at a job soon. And then finally, there's the contract workers, and there is the self-employed. So if you're the self-employed, you own the company, a corporation. So in that case, I need your incorporation documents. I need your last 2 years of business financials, and I need proof that your taxes are paid. You're able to use this special program called stated income, and it's killer. Listen to this. So if you own a corporation, you probably have a higher gross revenue, and then you're claiming a very small amount so that you don't pay very much taxes. So in that case, if that's the case, then we can take your gross revenue and give you an add back of a portion of that gross revenue so that you can qualify for a bigger house, a higher amount. So for example, if your gross revenue is 500,000, then I can estimate your personal income at 200,000, and the banks will accept it. So what do you need to put down? Well, if you have a credit score of 600 or above, you need to put 5% down. That's it. If you have a credit score below 600, you have to put 20% or more down. The best rates are for people that have a credit score of 680 or above. The medium rates are for 600 to 680. And the worst rates, but still not too bad, are people that are anywhere between 400 and 600 for a credit score. If you're between 400 and 600 for a credit score, the minimum down payment will be 20%. So I want to give you some credit tips, because people like to set themselves up for success. Now, the first credit tip I have for you is your utilization of credit. So you only want to be using 30% or less of your credit on your credit bureau in order for you to have the highest credit score. Or else Equifax or TransUnion, whatever credit bureau you're using, is going to lower your credit score because you're using too much credit. So don't go out and buy that truck. Don't go buy that trailer, quad, snowmobile, whatever's in your head right now. I know you can qualify because you make lots of money, but don't do it until after you buy the property, because it'll cause you to qualify for less. The second thing is make all your payments on time. At least make your minimum payments so that you don't take any hits on your credit bureau. Make sure there's no collections on your credit. And I know some tradespeople can be real stubborn. Don't get into fights with your creditors. You get into fights with your creditors, you might just say, go fly a kite. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. It may work in your head, but it doesn't work in real life. So you want to be good and straight with your creditors. Have all your bills paid on time. Then you'll qualify for the lowest rates. Limit the amount of credit applications you're doing. I'll tell you right now, if you go and you shop around at every bank, it's very similar to what happens in the car industry. In the car industry, people walk into a dealership and then they go to finance a vehicle and their credit gets pulled by every single institution that they apply at. So basically what happens is your credit score drops huge. If you do the same thing with mortgages and you go to Scotiabank and then TD and then Alberta Treasury Branch and then Bank of Montreal and then Royal Bank, what will end up happening is your credit score is going to drop and then you're not going to qualify for the best rates. So the smarter move is to deal with me. I'm one of the higher volume brokers in Canada. The rates I get are better than what you can get anyway. And I go and shop you at all the lenders. So I pull your credit one time and I go and shop you at all of the banks. So here's some tips on how to get approved faster. 1, file your taxes on time. Okay. 2, make sure your credit's good. 3, don't go out and buy all the toys. 4, don't go out and buy all the tools. Try to stay employed and keep your contracts running. And call me. Call a broker that understands your job and understands how to finance an electrician. It's absolutely huge. My name is Rampersaud. Thanks for watching. Check out some of my other videos in the comments below.